Well, welcome to the Shih Tzu Rescue of Minnesota virtual reunion. And today we have Patti Lalliberte. Did I say that right?
Correct.
And she has adopted Ruby, who maybe we'll get a picture of Ruby along the way. She said Ruby's pretty active, so we'll see, maybe Ruby will go flying by or something. So Patti, thank you for joining the virtual reunion. Tell us, how did you get connected to Shih Tzu Rescue of Minnesota?
I went to one of your visits at, is it Petco in
Petco, yeah.
Minnetonka?
Mhm.
And that was back in 2014, where we met Roscoe and fell in love with him. Decided we had to adopt him, added him to our Shih Tzu family, which made 3 at the time.
Oh, goodness.
So they were all about the same age. Roscoe was 7. He had been surrendered because they were no longer able to afford his veterinary care. He had very severe allergies. He has been the only male that we've ever had, and was just a sweetheart. Knew his place around the girls and let them run the household, and he was an observer. One of the other, the older one that we had, she was definitely the alpha, but she was only 9 pounds.
Of course.
And the breasts were bigger, but that was the pecking order, and the other 2 knew it. Once we kept him on his medication and all the shampoos, he did very well. He had to go to the doggy dermatologist all the time, but he was just a sweet, sweet boy. He passed away last June. And then 2 weeks later, we lost the matriarch of the family and a year before that, I had lost the others. So we were dogless for a while, but we just weren't ready. It was too much that last 2 weeks that we lost 2 of them. So we waited a while. Mm-hmm. And then went to the Shih Tzu Rescue visit again, and met Miss Ruby. And again, she just captured our hearts. And my husband and I decided that if she was still available when we got back from our cruise, we took a cruise to Hawaii because I had just retired. He's been retired a few years longer than I have. That she would be a perfect fit because they wanted somebody that was home, and we were both retired. We were looking for a dog that we could take with us everywhere. She's the friendliest little girl that you ever want to meet, and was not fond of the car though, and we knew that going in. We started taking her. Oh, okay. So back up. She was available when we got back from our cruise. She was available, which is it was meant to be because Exactly. She continued to have her bladder infections, or they couldn't get it cleared up. Ruby had been surrendered by an elderly woman, older than me, and because she had blood in her urine, and it turns out she had a huge bladder stone that had to be removed, and she hadn't been spayed. So, we were willing to take that on. We had been through bladder stones with one of our other dogs. So, and the bladder infection. So that was nothing for us, unfamiliar territory. We could deal with that quite easily. So we got back, and the very next day, I had gotten an email saying that she was still available. Did we want her? When we were in Hawaii, and well, of course I did. So we came back on the 13th of February, and we picked her up on the 15th.
Well, she was your Valentine's puppy.
Yes, yes. And she is, like I said, she's very sweet. I wanted also one that would like to go on walks since now that I'm retired. Well, she surpassed my expectation. We go anywhere from 3 to 5 miles a day, and one day we went 8. Those little legs never want to go home. They just keep going and going. So that's how I found out about the Shih Tzu rescue. We also had decided, you know, we had been through a lot of puppies, and there were older dogs that really needed a home. And and we had the time now, you know, all the kids are out of the house and we're both retired, and but we wanted to be able to take her with us everywhere we went. So we have gotten her accustomed to the car. She has gone on some road trips. She loves it now. And when it's hot out, I take her to by the lake to walk her. So I can always tell. She goes and sits by the back seat by the side of her door where her car seat is when she wants to go down to the lake, and waits for me to put her in. So
Shih Tzus are so smart. But you
they
know,
are.
I so appreciate about your story that, you know, sometimes people think, why would anybody surrender a dog, right? They always think it's an abuse situation. But sometimes it's really a gift of love when you can't care for the dog, or there's physical issues with the dog, and, you know, the bills can be high, all of that. You know, sometimes that's a good reason to surrender, because the Shih Tzu group, you know, as you know, we make sure that they are given the help, the vetting that they need before they go to the right home, so that the home knows, just as yours, that what the medical conditions are, the medical concerns, and are ready to support that. So good for you. Good for you.
And that's what I like about it too, because there's no surprises.
Right.
You know, if you go to the Humane Society and you don't know really a lot of the history, and you know their socialization. I mean, it said she's never really been around children, but she's never been aggressive to anybody. She has become known as the Georgia Avenue Princess because she stops in front of everybody's house that has kids and waits for the kids to run out to come and pet her.
Oh, God.
And she there's this one little boy down the street, he's 3 years old, scared to death of dogs. Well, within a couple of weeks, Ruby had him just loving all over her.
Oh, so sweet.
So she has a little fan club in the neighborhood.
Not just you. Clearly, you are a big fan club of Ruby's.
Oh, yeah. I was up at 6 o'clock this morning to take her for her morning walk before I went to the gym. So,
Is she nearby that we can maybe get a glimpse of Ruby? You can sort of move your phone. And...
Ruby, come here. Yeah, come and get your lamb. Here, let's. Your lamb?
Oh, the squeaky, that should always do it.
Can you see her now?
Oh, there she is. Yep, just move the phone down just a little bit. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's so pretty. Such pretty colors.
Ruby. Yes, she is.
And she's got a scarf on. She's adorable.
Oh, she's got her little harness that I
it's a harness.
Rescue that.
Yes.
Yeah, that I ordered from, what is it? You Dog You?
Yep,
yeah.
You Dog You, great supporter of the rescue, and many people love their harnesses. Oh, so cute.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I'm glad she joined us. Well, Patti, thanks so much for sharing your story. Any last minute thoughts you want to add for our listeners?
I would definitely recommend the rescue. Again, you know the dog's health, what its socialization skills are. And like I said, this is our second dog, and I can't imagine going any other place. These, you know, these dogs, they've been with a family for, 6, 7 years and been surrendered, and it just kind of breaks your heart.
Mhm.
And like you said, it is that they love them, that they're surrendering them, but they need a stable home.
Yeah, they do.
And
You're so fortunate, Patty, that you were one of them to create that home for a special, two special dogs. Well, actually, four special dogs, probably more before that. So, well,
yeah,
well,
we've had 5 We've had 5 Shih Tzus, so
oh,
we're pretty partial to Shih Tzus. We went from a 135-pound Malamute to a Shih Tzu.
oh, that's a switch. That's a switch. So, well, thank you for
Yes.
being part of the virtual rescue. I appreciate your time and your interview today.
Thank you. And